So as a longtime grassroots environmental activist, and as a creature living in the thrashing endgame of civilization, I am intimately acquainted with the landscape of loss, and have grown accustomed to carrying the daily weight of despair. I've walked clear cuts that wrap around mountains and drop into valleys and climb ridges to fragment watershed after watershed, and I've sat silent near empty streams that 2 generations ago were lashed into whiteness by uncountable salmon coming home to spawn and die.
Out here in BC and across North America, when they do industrial logging, they actually take and just remove all the trees. They level everything. They leave nothing but stumps and slash piles. And they burn the slash piles and they take out all the timber. And what's left is a wasteland. It's like they take a rainforest and turn it into a desert. That's what a clear cut is. They use them for pulp. They export them whole to the United States and to Japan. There's not very much milling that happens anymore in BC. It's just getting exported for pulp and paper and fiberboard and plywood and whatever else. Not a lot of value added.
Industrial civilization, civilization itself, but especially industrial civilization, is not and can never be sustainable. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that any way of life that's based on the use of non-renewable resources won't last.
There's still a strong push to harvest as much of the western red cedar as they can. They're bringing in huge helicopters to do that. And they're high grading, selecting only the really good high quality timber and leaving the rest laying there, in a junk heap. So that's why we keep on, fighting back. I think the last straw was when they wanted to log the valley of Ista because of its historical and spiritual significance to our people. But they logged it in spite, to make a point against our resistance, against our overall position, with regards to treaties or encroachments of industry development in our territories.
It destroys the soil. In a lot of these areas, like this clearing behind me up on the hill, you can see the soil is exposed. The ultraviolet kills off all the mosses, the funguses that hold the forest, that hold the soil together. When the stumps rot and the roots die, then the slopes slide. And often there's not much regrowth. There's no regeneration of the forest. They do some replanting. It doesn't always work because there's no soil left. It washes down into the streams. It kills the salmon. It fills up the reservoirs. It causes all kinds of flood damage downstream.
That's terrorism. Stripping down all the trees, ripping out the trees in the forest, and now they're going to rip out the guts of the land with looking for copper and gold. And there has to be some kind of focus to address the injustice to our people, the injustice to the land, to the water, to the wildlife, the injustice to the marine life and the salmon life, and the injustice to the people that want to stand up for it.
The thing is, when we block the road, these trees are very valuable, and the laws are all profit-driven. They're all driven by the corporations. The police are there to enforce the corporations' right to log, not to enforce our right to stop them and protect the ecosystem. There's so little that's left of the old-growth forest like this that we see on the sides here, that people are putting their bodies on the line. They are willing to make huge sacrifices to stop the forest from being sacrificed, and the water and the air quality and the global climate.
Find ways to fight and protect what we have here. Just look at this place. Beautiful place. Why would you want to destroy it?